Hi all, I want to talk about how we deal with strings in Java, and I want to show you another class that is sometimes more useful than the string class. That class is a StringBuilder class, and I have that open here. I'm going to put a link in the description to this Java doc so you can check out what the class can do. But one thing you may not already know is that in Java, strings are immutable. If you already know what that means, great, but if you don't, I'm going to talk about that for a bit now. Immutable means that you cannot change it. So once you declare a string in Java, you cannot change it anymore, which may sound weird because, well, you normally can, right? Let me show you what I mean when I say that you can't change the string anymore after you declare it. So let's make a string. Let's say string s equal to Taramara, and you can get s from anywhere. You can get s from like the scanner. You can go s equal to in.next. Doesn't matter. You have a string now. It contains Taramara, and you can change s to something else. You can say that something like s is equal to s.substring. Let's take it 5. And if I now print out s, is going to give you Mara, which is what you expect to happen, right? So we change s. But what I'm saying here is that you cannot change Taramara. You cannot modify that. What you're doing here is that you're making a new string, which is a substring of Taramara. Because I mean, I can say string t equal to s of substring and print out t. Then s will not be modified, correct? I mean, the only reason why s is modified in the previous example is because you make a new string and you put that inside s. The actual string Taramara was not modified, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean by you cannot modify a string. You cannot actually modify Taramara at all. So think about every string operation that you have done. You never modify the original string. And just to give you another proof, let me show you a mistake that a lot of Java coders did when they first started with strings. There is a method called replace, which is going to replace a character in a string with something else. So if I say go replace r in Taramara with k, so I'm go find every instance of r and then replace it with k. So some students, they do s.replace rk and they think that s has been replaced, like s in Taramara has been changed to Takamaka or something, right? So if I run this now and print out s, you see I still get Taramara. You did not replace the r's with a k here. So what gives? Well, that's because you cannot modify Taramara. You can make a new string based on Taramara where you replace the r with a k, but you have to give it to something else. So let's say string t again. Now I'm gonna get Takamaka, or what people normally do, they just say s is equal to s.replace rk. So that means you're going to assign a new string to s, and it's going to be Takamaka. So this will work. Okay. Now this class StringBuilder is different because you are actually allowed to modify a StringBuilder class, well, an object of StringBuilder class. I'm going to find the equivalent of replace here. It's not called replace, it's called something else. Okay, there's the replace, but that will replace with a string. Forgot what it's, oh, set char at. Okay, so actually another thing you notice that when I replace r with k, I replace every instance of r with k. So what you can do here is you can set a character at a certain index into another character. So let's give that a try. I'm going to replace s with StringBuilder. Now something you notice is that you can't just say StringBuilder s equal to Taramara. It's going to complain because you have to call a proper constructor. So that means you have to write StringBuilder brackets Taramara. So you can build a new StringBuilder object by giving it a string, which is great. And now we're going to say s dot set char at which one I want to change? 0, 1, 2. Let's change index 2 to k. and print it out. Now the difference here is that s is now modified. Right? We didn't have to do s equal to s set child. I mean, this will probably won't work either, because that will, what does it return you? It will return to you, oops, sorry, set child at, oh, it's a void. So it won't return you anything. Okay, so this is a method that you can use if you just want to modify a character in a string, which means you can now write something like a for loop, and we'll just modify more than one character in a go. I'm not sure. Let's try to write something. So it's gonna go to s dot length. It works like a string. You can do a similar. You can use the similar commands. A lot of commands are very similar. So I'm gonna say if s char at I is equal to r, then I'm gonna change that into set char at I, change that into ak. So this will modify every single occurrence of r to a k. Yeah. Or if you want to, you can do more than one. If it's an r, replace it with a capital R. You can do something like this. So it's definitely a useful class if you want to muck around with a string. You can do a lot with just a string class already. Just that StringBuilder will give you even more options in what you want to do. And I'm going to use the StringBuilder class to do a problem on Kattis, like a simple one. I think this is 1.3. Yeah, it's just 1.3. Let's go to the problem now. In this problem, you are given two numbers, and you have to reverse the number and work out which of the two are bigger, and then output the bigger one. So for example, here I got 734 and 893. If I reverse 734, I'm going to get 437. If I reverse 893, I'm going to get 398. And 437 is bigger than 398, so I output 437. Same deal here. 221 is 122. 231 is 132. Which one's bigger? 132. You can do this without strings at all. You can just work with the numbers. Like you can reverse a number. I mean, that's an exercise you should try. It's a pretty basic coding skill. But I'm going to do this using StringBuilder because I can easily reverse a string using the StringBuilder class. If I go back to the Java doc, there should be the reverse function. And this will just reverse. Actually, I'm not sure if this will make a new. Why does it return the StringBuilder? Let me try. I kind of forgot. So I'm gonna print out s.reverse. Actually, no, that's not what I want to do. I'm going to do s.reverse, and then I'm going to print out s, see if it's actually reversed. Yeah, it's actually reversed. So these two are equivalent, I guess. Can I do this? Okay, they both work. So s.reverse is going to reverse the actual object. It's going to reverse s, and then it's going to return you that reverse StringBuilder object as well. Okay, so now how do we do this question? Well, we have to read in two strings. So let's go make that. Let's call it string A and then string B. So this is just going to be in.next. So that's going to be a string. Okay, not a string builder, but if I want to reverse something, I have to make it into a string builder, right? So I'm going to call the constructor, new string builder in.next. And once I have it, well, might as well reverse it right away, right? Done. So now I have the first integer reversed and the second integer reversed as well soon. Here you go. Let's just output the two of them. A and B, run it. 734 and 893. I got 437 and 398. That's what I want. Great. So now I got to compare them. I guess if you compare them lexicographically, then you will get the right answer anyway. But probably just gonna convert this into an integer. So I'm gonna say integer x is equal to integer.parseInt a. Now, because I want to show you that you have to do something extra. You can actually send a string builder into integer.parseInt method because it expects a string. But how do you make a string builder into a string? Well, you just call toString to it. And do the same with y. So that will become b. And just simply say if x is greater than y, we're going to output a. Otherwise, we output b. And that's all we have to do for this question. So save it. Let me try to run it. Let's use the last one. I get 938. Let's try to submit that then. So this is really a simple and short one. I just want to introduce the class StringBuilder because it's a useful one whenever you have to deal with strings in Java. Most of the time you can just use the string class, but occasionally, like when you want to reverse something, it's nice to have StringBuilder. Submit that. Accepted. It's just one more thing that I want to talk about, in that you can't use got a B, yeah. You can't do a plus b. So you know, with a normal string, if you want to concatenate two strings, you can just go a plus b. You can't do that with string builders. And actually, I'm not sure how you can do that. Is there a concatenate function? Append, sure, yeah, sorry. So if you want to do something, if you want to combine two strings together, then the command is append. And if you look at all these functions, you can actually append whatever you want. This is actually a nice thing about StringBuilder. You can append whatever you want and it will be converted into a string builder. So if I append that and try to run it, then let's give it 1112222. See, this is a string builder, and you can even do something like 3.141596, like append a double. Well, actually no, that's a string, so let me make it into double. Okay, and some, oops, sorry, it only read the first. It refers the first one, and then it doesn't matter. You can see that it works. So that's it. That's StringBuilder for you. It's a kind of nice little class that you can use whenever you're dealing with strings. I'm not that familiar with this with the StringBuilder class, because usually when I have to do a lot of string manipulation, I go back to C++ instead of doing Java. Well, it depends. Sometimes I use Java as well. So have a play around with this class, and maybe you can use it to solve more programming questions. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you.